and I sympathize and empathize with Kenyans. I'm one of them. We have got outstanding loan, what do you call, bills that are never paid, but we still went ahead and paid what do you call, taxes to the government, the VAT. But then this is what the yes, the chair is going to make a ruling on this. Yes.
Chair, I have listened to the majority leader. I have listened to you very keenly. First, there you've raised 3 issues. One is the issue of whether we can legislate on a matter that the court has made a ruling. The court has also made a ruling on the CDF Act, and we are legislating on the CDF matter here in this house. We are legislating. We have formed a team of lawyers to come up with the legislation. The only issue that needs a clarification from the Speaker is the issue of the accounting system. But Chair, I have seen in this house time and again when Article 114 has been used to subdue legislations. This man here is saying in his amendment that let taxes be due when I am paid by government. How is government spending more money on that? Because 114 is supposed to kick in if you are bringing an amendment where you are going to, government is going to spend more money or incur expenditure. This is a very clear case, Mr. Speaker, that the amendment by your Honorable Muru is that let my taxes be due when the government pays me. I know I have government taxes, but when I am paid, let me pay also. But if you are demanding from the person money before even he is paid, now, can you imagine a situation where you have now a pending bill of 200 billion, Mr. Speaker, and all those people have paid their taxes, but they can't access their money? So let's be fair also to people. But if you are saying government operates on other people's money, we can support you now on that basis. So that, you know, our government can continue working. Can continue working. Can agree.
Order, honorable members, order. Order, honorable members. Order, honorable members. Order, honorable members. Honorable members. I get the gist of the mood in the House. But we have laws, we have a constitution, we have rules within which we operate. Article 114, unless or until such a time that is either amended or repealed, it will operate as part of the constitution of this country. And it is very express. It says a money bill may not be dealt with any matter other than those listed in the, if in the opinion of the Speaker of the National Assembly, a motion makes provisions for a matter listed in the definition of any bill, the Assembly may proceed only in accordance with the recommendations of the relevant committee of the Assembly after taking into account the views of the Cabinet Secretary responsible for finance. This is something that will have a fundamental impact on the revenue, what they call generation or revenue collection in the country itself. So, if in this constitution, a money bill means this, but then it says, contains an article that contains provisions dealing with taxes. We're dealing with taxes. VAT is a tax, it's a form of a tax. The imposition of charges on a public fund or the variation or repeal of any other charges or any of those charges. The raising or the guaranteeing of any loan matters incidental to any of these things, clause 3, the rest of it there, but it says in clause 3, tax, public money, and loan do not include any tax, public money, or loan raised by a county. So what this basically means is that anything that is going to fundamentally have an impact on the revenue of the country in the form of whichever way it goes, and the taxes, we cannot debate on this. And I think the legal department in Parliament had taken note of that. And in all these clauses, it says, para B subject to Article 114 of the Constitution, Clause 25. There are a number of clauses, it says, subject to this. So we cannot deliberate on this matter anymore without following the requisite constitutional steps that we have to follow. I do understand myself, and I sympathize and empathize with Kenyans. I'm one of them. We have got outstanding loan, what do you call, bills that are never paid, but we still went ahead and paid our own, what do you call, taxes to the government, the VAT. But then this is what the Constitution says, and the Constitution reigns supreme in this case. So for this matter, this is dropped. Yeah? And that applies, this applies to all the subsequent amendments. It applies to clause 20, clause 21, order, honorable members. Order, honorable members. Clause 21, clause 20, clause 25, clause 20, clause 4, anywhere where there was these things. All of these amendments that you wanted, it applies. Clause 13, the amendments where you wanted, but this has already been taken care of. Any of those ones which had money issues. Yes.
Chair, your ruling is timely, and we are in agreement with it. But Chair, the question that now arises is, how did the amendment find itself on the floor of the House in the first place? Because at the level of the scrutiny of the amendment, it should have been subjected to Article 114.
Absolutely, absolutely.
It cannot be after the majority leader has raised it on the floor of the House. Absolutely. It should have been at the processing period.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What is the lapse that the member has been allowed to move an amendment on the floor of the House, and now is when you are subjecting him to 114? Really? That's being unfair to the member. Very unfair.
Did you have?
Yeah, that's being unfair to the member, Chair. Even though he's a Nimuti Rigiji, but that's very unfair to him, Mr. Speaker. Order,
honorable members, honorable majority leader, honorable members, it's understandable. It's understandable. I mean, this is a house of debate, and majority leader, you must have a thick skin to basically take anything that comes from your colleagues here. But the fact of the matter is, when this order paper was being prepared, those were taken into consideration, because I can see it at the footnote of all these order papers that are with you, that it says subject to Article 114 of the Constitution. Yes.
Chair, on a point of order, and I want you to tell us whether the Honorable Junet, the leader of the minority party, is in order to be questioning the decisions of the chair on such a serious matter as a constitutional matter that relates to Article 114, because it is not the leader of majority who has raised it. In fact, it is noted on the order paper. I know the Honorable Junet came not so long ago, he may not have seen the order paper. Number two, Honorable Speaker, this particular provision or amendment as proposed by the member for Katanga, in its very nature, besides Article 114, is unconstitutional.